In our previous lessons, we've covered how to protect your digital environment, from securing your home network to defending against phishing and ransomware. But there's another layer of cybersecurity that often gets overlooked, and it has nothing to do with firewalls or encryption. It's you. In this module, we're going to explore the human element of cybersecurity. You see, no matter how advanced our technology gets, the weakest link in any security system is usually the human behind the keyboard. Cybercriminals know this, and they've developed techniques to manipulate people into giving up sensitive information, bypassing even the most sophisticated security defenses. These tactics fall under the category of social engineering. In today's lesson, we'll dive deep into what social engineering is, the techniques attackers use, and how you can spot and avoid falling victim to these psychological tricks. Let's jump in. Social engineering is a broad term that refers to the manipulation of people into performing actions or divulging confidential information. Unlike traditional hacking, which focuses on breaking through technical defenses, social engineering attacks exploit human psychology. They aim to trick you into opening doors that would otherwise stay closed. Imagine this: a hacker doesn't need to break into your system if they can simply convince you to hand them the keys. Social engineers use tactics like creating a sense of urgency, appealing to your trust, or pretending to be someone in authority to make you act without thinking. Social engineering attacks can happen anywhere, on the phone, over email, in person, or even via social media. Let's take a closer look at some of the most common techniques used in social engineering. To defend yourself against social engineering, you need to understand the different tactics attackers use. Here are some of the most popular social engineering techniques you'll encounter in the wild. 1. Phishing, again. We've covered phishing extensively in previous lessons, but it's important to reiterate that phishing is a social engineering attack at its core. Phishers create fake emails, text messages, or websites that look legitimate, tricking you into revealing sensitive information like passwords or credit card numbers. Phishing attacks often create a sense of urgency, like an email saying, "Your account will be suspended unless you act now." These attacks prey on our natural instinct to react quickly when we think something is wrong. Quick tip: always take a moment to breathe and evaluate any unexpected email or message. If something feels off, it's better to verify it through official channels before clicking or responding. 2. Pretexting. In a pretexting attack, the attacker creates a convincing but fake scenario, or pretext, to gain your trust and trick you into revealing information. They might pretend to be someone you know, like a coworker, your bank, or even a government official, and ask for details that can be used in a future attack. For example, an attacker might call you, posing as your company's IT support, saying they need your password to fix a system issue. Because the request seems legitimate, you might let your guard down and share the information. Pretexting is all about building a believable story. The more detailed and convincing the pretext, the easier it is for the attacker to manipulate the target. 3. Baiting. Baiting involves offering something tempting to lure a victim into giving away information or unknowingly installing malware. It could be a free download, a gift, or even an innocent-looking USB drive left in a public place. Let's say you find a USB stick labeled confidential payroll data in the parking lot at work. Out of curiosity, you plug it into your computer to see what's inside. Bam! The USB stick installs malware on your system, giving the attacker access to your files. Baiting plays on human curiosity and the desire for something free or exclusive. But as the old saying goes, if it's too good to be true, it probably is. 4. Tailgating or piggybacking. Here's one for the physical world. Tailgating, also known as piggybacking, happens when someone gains unauthorized access to a restricted area by following someone else inside. This often happens in office buildings where someone without a key card might slip in behind an employee who does have access. Imagine you're walking into your office building and someone follows closely behind you, holding a coffee in one hand and looking like they're in a rush. Out of politeness, you hold the door open for them. Unfortunately, they're not an employee. They're an attacker looking to gain access to sensitive areas. In this case, the attacker is exploiting human kindness. No one wants to be rude, But in a secure environment, it's important to make sure everyone who enters has proper authorization. 5. Scareware. Scareware is designed to frighten you into making poor decisions. It typically comes in the form of fake pop ups or alerts that say something like, "Your computer is infected with a virus. Click here to clean it immediately." Of course, if you click the link, you won't be cleaning your computer, you'll be installing malware. Scareware plays on fear and urgency. The attackers want you to panic and take action without thinking. The best way to avoid scareware? Stay calm and verify the legitimacy of any alarming messages before you react. Now that we've covered the most common social engineering tactics, let's talk about how to defend yourself. The good news is that even though social engineering attacks target human psychology, you can build defenses by practicing awareness, skepticism, and a few basic security habits. 1. Be skeptical of unsolicited requests. Whether it's an unexpected email, phone call, or even someone approaching you in person, always be skeptical of unsolicited requests for sensitive information. Legitimate organizations will never ask for passwords, credit card numbers, or personal details over email or phone without proper verification. If someone calls claiming to be from your bank or IT department, hang up and call the official number listed on the organization's website. This simple step can protect you from a well-crafted pretexting or phishing attack. 2. Verify before trusting. If someone asks for sensitive information or access to something secure, take a moment to verify their identity before trusting them. This can be as simple as calling a coworker to confirm an email request or asking someone to show ID before granting access to a restricted area. In many social engineering attacks, attackers rely on their victims acting too quickly. By slowing down and taking time to verify, you can break the attacker's momentum. 3. Don't be afraid to say no. Sometimes, social engineers will rely on politeness or fear of conflict to manipulate their victims. But here's the thing, it's okay to say no. If someone asks you for information or access that makes you uncomfortable, it's perfectly fine to decline until you can verify the request. You're not being rude, you're being smart. 4. Be aware of your surroundings. Whether you're working in a coffee shop, airport, or your company's office, always be aware of your surroundings. Shoulder surfing, where someone watches you type your password or read sensitive information over your shoulder, is a real threat. Try to position your screen so others can't easily see it, and avoid entering passwords or accessing sensitive information in public places if possible. Also, never leave your devices unattended. If you're stepping away, even for a moment, lock your screen or log out entirely. 5. Report suspicious activity. If you encounter something suspicious, whether it's an email that feels like a phishing attempt, an unfamiliar person tailgating into your building, or a phone call asking for sensitive info, report it. Many organizations have policies and procedures for handling potential social engineering attacks. By reporting suspicious activity, you not only protect yourself, but also help protect others. Social engineering is all about exploiting human nature, our trust, our kindness, and sometimes our desire to help. But by staying aware of these tactics and developing a healthy skepticism, you can protect yourself from falling victim to these psychological tricks. Remember, trust, but verify. Whether it's an email, phone call, or someone in person, always take a moment to confirm that everything is legitimate before sharing any sensitive information or giving access to anything secure. In our next lesson, we'll dive deeper into protecting your digital identity and explore the everyday habits that can keep your personal information safe. Until then, stay smart, stay skeptical, and I'll see you in the next lesson.